It's July 27, 1922, and lightweight champion Benny Leonard defends his world title against the great southpaw challenger, Lew Tendler. The site is Boyle's 30 acres in Jersey City, and to the right of your screen, the brilliant lightweight contender has entered the ring in a bathrobe. 50,000 wildly excited fans have jammed their way in to see one of the greatest fights in the history of the lightweight division. It is estimated that over 500,000 people will be listening to the radio account of this boxing spectacular. The incomparable champion, Benny Leonard, enters the ring and walks over to challenger Tendler to shake his hand. Each man takes a moment to inspect the bandages of his opponent, customary in 1922. As round one gets underway, there is an electric excitement throughout the jam-packed arena. This is a dream match. The champion is a magnificent boxer whose unequaled ability has confounded 81 opponents since he won the World Lightweight Championship 5 years ago in 1917 from Freddie Welsh. Lew Tendler, who has the unorthodox southpaw stance, leading with his right hand, is in the prime of his magnificent career. Lew turned professional 9 years ago in 1913, and during the past 9 years, he has lost only 3 of 85 professional fights and has never been stopped. The 24-year-old Tendler was born in 1898 and started his career as a bantamweight. At the age of 15, he was earning $17 as a main event fighter. Now, 9 years later, he's in the process of earning $116,000 for one fight. While Leonard is relying on his beautiful boxing ability, watch Tendler pump in 4 powerful lefts to Benny's body. That type of punching will slow up any fighter. Because of Tendler's fearless attitude in the ring, plus his extraordinary punching ability, he is considered by boxing experts to be one of the greatest southpaw fighters in the entire history of boxing, regardless of division. Benny is boxing smartly as Tendler tries to charge in with a left to the body. Leonard sidesteps and Tendler nearly goes flying out of the ring. The champion, Benny Leonard, turned professional in 1911. He has the fantastic record of having lost only 3 times in 195 professional prize fights. The fighters who have attempted to beat Leonard as a group are a who's who of boxing. Rocky Kansas, Richie Mitchell, Johnny Dundee, Willie Ritchie, Ted Kid Lewis, Freddie Welsh, a group of fighters unsurpassed in any period of boxing, were all unsuccessful in their attempts to get a single win over Benny Leonard. The referee separates the fighters as we get to the end of round 1. The bell sounds for the start of round 3. In round 2, Leonard continued to box masterfully against the difficult, unorthodox southpaw style of challenger Tendler. Lew pressed the champion throughout the round and set a blistering pace. But here, in round 3, the fight is settling down to exactly what the boxing experts had predicted. A hard-punching, fearless challenger against a master ring technician who has time and again demonstrated his ability to thwart the efforts of the very finest fighters in the division. When Leonard knocked out Freddie Welsh May 28, 1917 to gain the World's Lightweight Championship, it was generally agreed, in spite of the great fighters in the lightweight division, that Leonard's extraordinary ability would hold the lightweight championship for many years to come. Benny has disappointed no one. The past 5 years, as lightweight champion of the world, Benny has been virtually the most nearly perfect fighting machine that the boxing world has ever seen. It is in fact a testimonial to the superb unorthodox style of Lew Tendler that knowledgeable boxing men have given him an excellent chance to do something that not one of the present greats in the lightweight division could come close to doing, taking the lightweight championship of the world from the phenomenal Benny Leonard. Leonard steps in with a right, but gets hit with a right from the sharp counter-punching Tendler. Just 8 weeks ago, Tendler won a sensational 15-round decision over knockout-punching Johnny Dundee. This tremendous victory, though not unexpected, catapulted fiery Lew into this World Lightweight Championship fight with champion Leonard. It can't be said that there was a cordial feeling between the two men. Benny and Lew were scheduled to fight 1 year ago in 1921. Each man agreed to put up a $5,000 forfeit price in the event that the fight didn't take place. When the fight date approached, Benny announced that he wouldn't be able to go through with it, as he had broken a hand in training. Lew felt that Leonard wasn't really hurt, so Tendler claimed and received the forfeit of $5,000. Leonard demanded the return of the money, and Lew refused. When the two men finally got together this evening, it could be said in all fairness that this is something of a grudge fight. Leonard is using his left jab like a stinging dart, but Tendler shoots 3 hard rights to the body. Lew is confident that those body shots will eventually slow up the champion. Benny continues to use that left as we get to the end of round 3. We move now to round 8. In rounds 4 through 7, each fighter alternately showed to advantage. Lew steps in and rips a left to the jaw of the champion. The blow staggers Benny as his knees buckle. See how Leonard instinctively catches hold of Tendler. Benny whispers to Lew, "You're getting a little fresh, kid. I'm going to nail you in the next round." Benny's glib tongue gives him those few extra precious seconds, which he so desperately needs after stopping one of Tendler's vicious straight left-hand punches. Throughout the remainder of the round, Benny calls upon his vast experience and superb boxing ability in order to stave off defeat. That was the first time Leonard felt the full force of Tendler's tremendous punching strength. Now Benny knows he can't take any more liberties with this young kid from Philadelphia. Leonard had been warned repeatedly prior to the fight that Tendler can take you out of there with one punch. Leonard's only comment was, no matter how hard a man throws a punch, it has to land on the target to be effective. Leonard is fighting a strictly defensive battle here in the 8th round. Tendler is more confident now. He's landed that big left hand on the champion's jaw, and he's certain he can do it again. Years ago, when Leonard fought Charlie White, White staggered Leonard to his heels with a smashing left-right combination. Just when everyone thought the fight was all but over, including Charlie White, Leonard landed a crushing right to the jaw, and the fight was over in 10 seconds. Tendler knows that Leonard is extremely dangerous when he's hurt, so the challenger can't abandon his defense while he's carrying the attack to Benny. As round 8 draws to a close, Leonard has survived the toughest round he's fought in 10 years. Leonard came into his own in the 9th round, boxing smartly throughout the 3-minute period. Here in round 10 of this scheduled 12-round lightweight championship contest, the result is still very much in doubt. Both men are putting on a spectacular performance at what they do best. Leonard steps in and lands a sharp right hand to the head, but Tendler has fiery determination and presses the champion relentlessly. Leonard continuously showing the great boxing style which has received such extravagant praise from every corner of the boxing world. The champion's real name is Benjamin Leiner. He was born in 1896, 26 years ago. Leonard made his debut as a professional fighter when he was only 15 years old at the Fairmont Athletic Club under Billy Gibson, later his manager and also the manager of Gene Tunney. Benny took the name of Benny Leonard after the announcer of that first fight, having difficulty pronouncing the name Leiner, referred to him as Leonard. Benny has used the name ever since. Leonard, even at the present time during his active career, is ranked with the 2 greatest boxers in the history of Fistiana, Joe Gans and young Grifo. He has a piston-like left jab and has no equal in professional boxing in the manner in which he employs the feint. This is what the crowd came to see, to get the answer to the age-old question, can a master boxer beat a tremendous puncher? Round 12, the last round of this great championship fight, gets underway. Round 11 was very close, with neither fighter gaining a clear-cut advantage. Leonard, the master boxer, knows that he only has to last the round in order to keep his championship. Here in 1922, the no-decision rule had been put into effect. This rule makes it impossible for Benny to lose his championship by the decision of the judges. Lew has to knock him out in order to win, and he came very close to doing just that in the 8th round. The experts have made Leonard a slight favorite tonight, but everyone knows that anything can happen when you get a man with the determination, the fighting heart, and the knockout punch of Lew Tendler. Prior to the fight, former lightweight champion of the world, Freddie Welsh, said that the Leonard-Tendler fight was a contest that even the experts would all disagree in trying to pick the winner. Welsh said the difficulty was both men were experts at the style they each employed, and it was a case of the immovable object being struck by the unstoppable force. It's no wonder that there weren't enough seats in Boyle's 30 acres to hold all of the fans that wanted to get in. As the round draws to a close, it's apparent to everyone that they have just seen one of the great ring classics of all time. 40 years later, these two fighting giants will be the yardstick used to measure the champions who came after them. There's the bell ending the fight. Leonard fought like the master he is, courageous, brilliant, and to the last ounce a champion. But he fought a man worthy of his greatest efforts, and after 12 dazzling rounds, he's still Benny Leonard, lightweight champion of the world.